organizations. Let's give them a hand as they come.
Good afternoon. I'll be telling you the scripture today. Apply your heart to instruction and your ears to words of knowledge. Proverbs chapter 23, verse 12. May the Lord add a blessing to the reader, the hearer, and the doer of his holy word. Amen. Amen. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I will be saying the prayer. Everyone, please close your eyes and bow your heads. Thank you, Jesus, for a pretty day. I hope everyone feels better. I pray for the sick and sudden, and I pray that your Black History goes perfect soon. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Hello, Grandma Coma.
Hello. Hey.
Grandma Coma members and visiting friends. Good evening and welcome to our annual Black History program. We're delighted that you came to join us today for the celebration of a history that is not celebrated only in February, but throughout the entire year.
Today's program will give you some insight into our historically Black colleges and universities.
We're
so
excited.
glad you could join us.
Yes, we are. Please sit back, relax,
And enjoy the performance.
thank you for your presence.
When the storm of life is raging, stand by me. When the storms of life are raging, stand by me. When the world is tossing me like a shield upon the sea, thou who rulest winds and water, stand by me. In the midst of tribulation, stand by me. In the midst of tribulation, stand by me. When the world is tossing me like a shield upon the sea, thou who never lost a battle, stand by me.
This is so stupid. So many schools and so many choices.
I know, right? Mom and Dad act like picking a school is easy. I mean, look, we're in our senior year, and everybody knows the school they were going to since they were like 5 years old.
Man, 5 years old, I couldn't fail college. But now, nah, it's different now. We gotta make this choice.
Yeah, you scared?
Me? Scared? Nah, I'm ex. I ain't never scared.
Boy, I am your twin sister. I know you scared. You sweating.
Girl, be quiet. Okay, maybe just a touch, like
A little bit?
yeah, a little bit. No, but I mean, this step is huge. He about to leave home. We always had a home.
And we always had each other. I mean, look, Mom said we need to go where the money is, and Dad said we need to go where people look like us. What's our medium? What are we supposed to do?
I don't know. College is what has always been expected of us. You know, when y'all was telling folks how we were like 10, how we gonna make the family proud and everything.
Or how Papa used to tell anybody he could find, I mean at the barbershop, at the doctor's office, at the grocery store, about his twin graduating kids and how they were just so smart. Love his grandkids.
And handsome. Can't forget about handsome we talked
I
about.
definitely can. I think I just did.
Hey guys, hey.
bags in the car?
No, just these two. What y'all got going on? What's up?
Nothing much. We had our first meeting with our career counselors, and we found some interesting stuff about our assessments.
Okay. So did you learn anything? Were you surprised by your results? What's up?
Actually, I kind of was. They said I do well in a school that was mid to larger size in nature, a lot of degree options. I kind of like that.
Okay. So what about you?
Mine were the complete opposite. They told me that I was doing, a small area, not a lot of people around, that's more of Bella's thing. She's a little social butterfly.
She's a little social butterfly. First of all, I'm gonna cut that right now. Your son's phone was blowing up all night. Mine didn't do that. Right there.
What little pighead girl is going? Don't even worry about it, because let me catch her calling. I'm a scared she ain't gonna want to call you again. You're gonna be so embarrassed. Like, no girl's gonna be calling. No.
I'm tripping.
I'm just saying,
You
I
just
don't know why
tripping.
your phone was ringing.
Okay, I don't know why you listen to Bella, but if she gonna tell you about me, I'm gonna tell you about her. She was on the phone with some boys from college.
Okay. Since when you been on the phone?
I didn't even, you don't my weight. Let me tell you, because Zay just, he's urban. Look, I was on the phone with a boy from college and his little sister, who is my best friend. We were thinking about going to the same college. He goes to a PWI. We just want to know how it was. That's it. And boy, next time you want to get in my business, please fact check little brother.
Hold on, whoa. We only 3 minutes apart.
That doesn't
How
matter.
many other brother? Tell you stand up. I'm taller than you.
Man, I hear y'all all the way down the street. Y'all are loud. Get your feet off the table. You lost your mind. Ain't like you don't know how you got raised.
But since you got all that energy for eavesdropping, use that to go take out the trash. Because trash day is tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
And while you doing all that, you can go ahead and help.
Bye-bye.
I'm telling you, he's going to college. He can't take a rest.
What in the world are we gonna do with them two, baby? I promise you they be best friends and worst enemies at the same time.
I don't know. But seriously though, they about to leave like our babies and listening you're about to be gone away. Like we pressuring them about college, but are we ready? They get on my nerves and I don't know if I'm ready.
Well, you know what? With two of them going at the same time, that is a real struggle. But you know what? We have nothing to worry about. I mean, they are at the top of their class.
Ooh, thank you.
Xavier got a 28 and Bella got a 29. So you know they're gonna get some scholarships for sure. I mean, we just gotta keep on pressing, which makes me think, have they told you anything about where they're trying to go?
Not really. I mean, I heard Bella talking with her little friends, but they really haven't picked out anything concrete.
Well, that's what we're here for. And you know what I'm repping.
First of all, everybody in the whole metropolitan area know what you're repping, okay? We done had green this, orange that, all over the house since the kids were little. I know for a fact that they know what their daddy is repping, okay?
Well, you all salty. Don't get mad because you went to a PWI. What's that called? A predominantly white institution? Man, they be so dry at the homecoming game. They be like... But down south, at the one and only FAMU with the Martian 100, man, our drum may just be lit. know, employees, Fortune 500 companies. I mean, they all recruit at HBCUs. I mean, I know your professor, what's her name, Miss, whatever her name is. I know she can't be spilling this. Do you feel the same way?
I mean, Papa, we have been in private school our whole life. Even though our school is pretty diverse, all of my friends tell me to go to schools like Princeton, Yale, Mizzou, schools with real history. I mean, Papa, you went to HBCU, but Mom, you did it. And I don't see what the big deal is. As long as we go to school, does it really even matter what we do?
Look, Miss Muhammad told us that she'd help us with whatever our options were, but she didn't know anybody else in our grade who was looking at HBCUs. Look, that I think this black college thing was just something back in your day.
Back in our day? What?
I didn't say that. That's all hers.
You ain't never had my back. Not trying to be disrespectful, not trying to be disrespectful. Back in your day, when the Model T was invented.
Yo, wait. Oh, my cars got their first email and stuff.
Wait. Oh, how about they used to hear music in the black square thing?
Come on.
Bruce Leroy. I know you make curls like Bruce Leroy. I know you make Bruce Leroy.
How about our Bruce Leroy, both of y'all? How about that?
Ma'am, the little cassette things, those little black things are cassettes, dear. That's when music was good. When you could understand what they were saying.
So, Mom, you gonna act like we didn't catch you in the house, blessed that Lizzo. You had the juice.
First of all, alright, we're not even talking about me. I'm done with college. Okay, this is about y'all, but that's I'm being honest. That is. But for real though, back to all of like I did go to a PWI, I did. But like a lot of bad things happened. KKK, threats, people called nigger, all that, a Nazi sign on my friend's door, and then the only black greenhouse we had on college, they burnt it all the way down to my. That's what I'm saying, like, yes, I met all my besties, y'all TTs, okay? But, you so petty. But seriously, in all seriousness, they had a lot of drawbacks going to a PWI.
And don't get me wrong. Same thing, HBCUs have their issues too. But think about it. When you come from a place where people look like you, they work hard like you do, and are committed to your success, it looks different. I mean, it's black excellence from the top all the way on down. Oh my gosh, from the yard to eating at the calf, and don't let me get started on the homecomings, man. The black college experience is like none other. And you know what? Since y'all got jokes, I got something for you. Yeah. Did you guys even know there are 107 HBCUs out there? 107. I mean, you can look online. I want you all to Google it. You know, since y'all want to be funny, here's what we need to do. I need you all to actually do some research. On HBCUs.
HBCU.
Yeah.
I got it on my phone.
Hey, but guess what? You guys don't have much time left. Y'all about to graduate real soon, so it's about time. I need to really figure out where you're going to go.
Corona going around, y'all probably won't have school tomorrow anyway.
So here, let's do this. Let's take about an hour. I know y'all got homework to do. Let's take about an hour. When we come back, all right, I want you guys to have something for us. All right, let's take about an hour because guess what? You don't have much time, all right, but you just might be surprised that you might like a few of these HBCUs, all right? Now, no matter what, me and your mom are extremely proud of you, but I want you guys to really take some time out to look into this because guess what? The black college experience is a rich one, and its legacy and roots just might surprise you.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. But look, Dad, we'll look this stuff up. But that doesn't mean we'll go where you want us to go. Look, I done had these green and orange nightmares since I was dating. I'm sick of it. That regular pie.
Listen,
You can't hide that graphic pride.
leave the kids alone. are not going to go to FAMU. There are a lot of great school choices, not just PWIs, but HBCUs too. Like you want to go to Cornell, what about Mahari Medical School or Spelman? Like these are good choices, and you want all these schools to give you a chance, so give these HBCUs a chance. That's all we're saying. Give history a chance, baby. You might be surprised with what you come up with.
Enjoy.
You're trying to trick.
The Houston HBCUs. This doesn't make any sense. Aren't they all the same? Don't they all have the same story?
I know, right? They act like it's a difference. I'm sure they were made by the same founders anyway. I just don't see the point, but
Oh my God. I
guess
bet
that's what we
their
gotta do.
histories are boring anyway. I mean, I'm sure they had to overcome some things. They had their ups and downs, but I don't know, like, how you gonna go to HBCU? They're talking about on Instagram and Snapchat all day.
ooh, I already know. And 107? Where are there 107 black colleges in this country? I ain't heard of not too many, about 4 or 5 of them. And they're not too cute anyway.
Yeah.
But look, they said we gotta look this stuff up, so let's do, okay, I got it. We're gonna do a little Google search. You know how they go. We do this, we eat, he did say Google. We eat our hot Cheetos,
Alright.
our hot Cheetos, my hot Cheetos, and we're good.
I mean, I guess. I mean, I've been looking for an RTC program in college forever. Ain't probably no HBCU there.
I'm telling you, no HBCU is passionate about engineering like I am. Look, I'm going to Maryville, and there is no black college that can compete with that at all.
Man, this still makes no sense. How do we begin this search?
That says it's 107. Let's start there. What you want?
Children, wake up. Wake up.
Bro, no way! Oh, why is it in my kitchen? Hey,
Calm down. Your parents cannot hear you. And what do you want to do with that rolling pin?
Yeah.
Roll me away?
Oh, you away from my over about to pause on you, sir. You got to go.
Young queen, please calm your voice. I'm not here to harm you. So please, would both of you just calm down and sit down? Please, would you both just sit down?
Alright, cool, they kick that. You ain't gonna spear me.
Anyway, how are you? What do you
My name is Blaze. I'm a Gordon, and I'm here to take you on a journey.
A journey? A journey to what? Dude, we are not going anywhere with you. So you can take you and your spirit, whatever you want to do, and go. I'm ready up in this business. I got stuff to do.
Please, as I mentioned before, your parents cannot hear you. In fact, they don't even know that I am here. This journey is just for you, Xavier, and you, Bella. You see, I'm not here to harm you, but to educate you. You two have guardians all around you. You have your parents, your grandparents, and the spirits of your ancestors from years long ago just watching all over you. You see, everyone is a legacy, a descendant from something. I am simply a manifestation of that. Not here to harm, but to help. So tonight, I am going to take you on this fascinating journey so that you can learn the history of the historically black colleges and universities, because you two evidently have this HBCU thing all wrong.
Now, sir, please tell me how you gonna do this. Wait, we gonna go on some magic carpet ride like in the
No magic carpet rides. And besides, ladies get a little too old for the old magic carpet. And besides, it's in the shop. So rule just wow! Yes. Now, after our journey, if you feel that the schools that you've already chosen are a better fit for you, then go with those schools. But on the other hand, on this night, if you're open to learning of the possibilities that an education from a historically black college and university can do for you, and then you have the courage and the faith to act upon that learning, oh, well, then the things that you can accomplish would be amazingly boundless. Because you see, God has gifted some truly amazing and wonderful people with the foresight to create learning centers for people that the world has just cast aside. But God has made those learning centers not only reachable and attainable to people of color, but where they have also been able to exceed far beyond what has ever been imagined. So now, are you two ready for your journey?
Do we have a choice?
No! Learning one's history is never a choice. Learning one's history is never a choice. The reason that some people are in the predicaments that they're in is because they act as though it's a choice. So are you ready? No harm will come to you this night. Let our journey begin.
So why didn't you hit him with the rolling pin?
First off,
Did you really take us away to bring us to church?
bro, I know you did not take me from my hot Cheetos to bring me to a place that I come every single Sunday.
Zayden, I did not take you away from your hot, spicy, crunchy Cheetos for nothing. I brought you here so that you can observe and listen and learn. Now, they cannot see or hear us, so we're going to sit down because I want you all to learn the history. All right? Let's go.
That rolling pin looking real good, isn't it?
Yeah,
Let's have a seat. They cannot hear us or see us.
spit out.
Let's have a congregational song. We are tossed and driven on that restless sea of tide. Somber skies and howling tempests, awesome seed of bright sunshine. In that land of perfect day, when the mists are rolled away, we will understand it better by and by. Oh, by and by, when the morning comes, all the saints of God are gathered home. Tell the story how we overcome, and we'll understand it better by and by. It's time we stop thinking about the fact our children don't have no schools to attend.
Amen. 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 Well, Pastor, what do you expect? You know they ain't gonna let no colored people up in these schools up here in the north. And they most definitely ain't gonna open up nothing down south. Don't you know that we still enslaved?
Pastor, I don't even know why you still hoping. Over there at that Quaker meeting, I hear they talking about starting something. But I believes it when I sees it. It's 1837, right? Colored folk been waiting a long time to be free. And we still ain't free. How you even gonna think they're gonna educate us? Pastor, how?
Well, they wrong for getting folks' hopes up like that. I heard Lucy May. Yes, I did. I heard Lucy May talking over yonder. She said that her lady of the house was talking in real hushed tones. That man Lord have mercy, what is that man's, what's that man's name?
Mr. Edge.
Humphrey's house. Well, anyway, supposed to be doing something big for us.
Oh, yeah?
But I don't know. They always talking about doing something for us. And nothing ever comes through.
That's true.
Pastor, they've been talking about this, they've been talking about that. But black children ain't had no place of learning for a long time. I'd like my son to go get more education than me and Maggie here. But some of them primary places don't have half of them other schools got.
Yeah, no, they don't.
What are we gonna do?
Nothing we can do.
I have no idea. But you keep talking about faith. So what's gonna happen now? I got this lean on my faith. Tell me, Pastor, what should we do? Follow your lead? You are pastor. Amen.
I'm telling you, I think it's gonna happen. Because I have faith, it's gonna happen.
You got faith.
Now, Richard Humphreys ain't just no talking man. If he say he gonna do something, he gonna do it.
Oh, okay.
Mark my word.
All right,
We gonna get word about a school happening real soon.
Okay, all right.
You stepping out on faith, I'm gonna step with you.
crazy. In fact, he was kind and generous and benevolent. You see, many church organizations like the Quakers, the Methodists, the Baptists, the African Methodist Episcopal Church, and even the Seventh-day Adventists were all a part of the histories of the HBCUs that you all enjoy today. Now, many of these schools started off in the basements down south of churches, but then moved to other buildings later on.
But wasn't it dangerous for churches to do stuff like this? Like, we just learned in class about those 4 little girls in Alabama, and look, that is way after all this happened.
Yeah,
Weren't they afraid?
They did take a risk. It was 1837. I ain't never heard of a college called the Institute of Colored Youth.
Not once.
You elaborate for me?
Well, actually, both of you are correct. It was very dangerous and very risky. However, God had placed some well-meaning people in the past, people who believed that blacks, although not free in all the states, deserved to be educated, to learn a trade or a skill. Now, it was some years later that the Institute for the Colored Youth moved from its original location to the Cheney Forum, which is located 25 miles west of Philadelphia. Then the name changed in 1902 to Cheney State College. And then the name changed again in 1983 to Cheney State University by the name that we know it today.
So churches are part of other schools' formations as well?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. In fact, Wilberforce University that you'll learn about later on is located in Ohio. And that was started by the Methodist Church. Then there was Morris Brown down in Atlanta, started by the good old folks of the African Methodist Episcopal Church. Then there's Xavier University down in New Orleans. Some folks call it New Orleans. And that was started by the Catholic Church. And let's see, there was Oakwood University down in Alabama, which was founded and started by the Seventh-day Adventist Church.
Whoa. Well, you know what, that makes sense. You know, early in church, you know, they asked us to give to college students. But this was way beyond that. Like, that's really cool. They put their faith into action in a major way. And we see stuff like that even today.
It is pretty humbling seeing churches do that. But, I mean, we know that Cheney State was the first Strokes Back college, but what type of degrees do they have?
Now, Xavier, now that's another question. Speaking of degrees, you see, while Cheney was the first HBCU on record, but Cheney was not the first degree-seeking HBCU. You must remember that Cheney did not incorporate itself into a college until 1902. The honor of the first degree-seeking university, now that goes to Lincoln University.
You talking about LU and GMC? Okay, all right, now, I knew that was a cool school.
Now, that's a cool school,
Yeah, I know.
but I'm not talking about that Lincoln University. I'm talking about Lincoln University in Pennsylvania.
Wait, there's two like us? There's two!
Why don't we just take another seat and listen to some more history, and we'll learn which one was first.
That was my side.
Good morning, my fellow graduates. We, the class of 1866 of Lincoln University, as our esteemed legacy as a university has fostered the education and development of both black and white men alike. Founded by the kindly and generous souls of Reverend John Miller Dickey and his wife Sarah Elamine Crescent in his great state of Pennsylvania on April 29, 1854. All those years ago, they sought to form an institution of higher learning that not only trained the job skills that benefited agriculture, but took it to the next level and built a school that is first of its kind. We graduate today just not skilled in our respective programs, but men of distinction with degrees. Here lies what was once the former Edgemoor Institute, our very name pays homage to the slain purveyor of freedom, Abraham Lincoln. Although he was taken from us by sheer cowardice, his legacy lives on and drives the nation to something better. We are the push forward that looked slavery in the face and said we will rise above. They fought for us to stand here today and walk across this place with our heads held high and degrees in hand. We are Lincoln University, a place that strove to educate men in not only liberal arts, but law, medical, and theological degrees as well. We are the best that the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania has to offer. We are the best that our people have to offer. founded out that the faith and commitment to those less fortunate of our founding father and mother, we stand tall and proud. In our future, I see where we graduate women and heads of state. We will graduate men and women of distinction because this is what we do and who we are. We are Lincoln University. We are greatness personified.
Excuse me? No, whoa. Why was only men up there? Why weren't there any females in that? First of all, it is the 21st century, people. Women are beautiful, bold, and awesome. And educated. Why weren't they educated? I'm gonna be educated, I know that. I'm way too much. All them men up there standing like that. That's gross. That's gross. Disrespectful. Disrespectful.
Please.
Disrespectful.
Calm down. Now you must realize that women of today have many more opportunities than women back in those days had. And you must think that Lincoln University was the black Princeton.
Let me go to Princeton.
Now, also in those days, men were viewed as needing an education, not so much as women. Now, education for women was coming, but it was just going to take some time.
Time? It's gonna take time? How much time? And why were there 6 people in that class? What kind of school? HBCUs. You want us to look at this stuff? There was 6 people up there.
I think it's because of the time period, little one. Time period. Yeah, time period. You gotta think people were just coming out of life of enslavement, and people would probably just get to do they know what they was gonna do. Yeah, so yeah.
Oh, so you make sense now. When that started?
First of all, I've always made sense. You and those little interviewers probably can't hear me.
My ears.
Okay, yeah.
The same ears.
Here's a little one.
Please, calm down, Bella. You must imagine that there were black colleges sprouting up all over the place. But just think about it. They had to get funding. They had to find locations, all the while operating in fear. Even with the Emancipation Proclamation and the support of the Freedmen's Bureau and the support of local churches and kind citizens, a black with an education back then was as much of a threat as a black with an education today.
All right, that makes sense. I get you, but were all the HBCUs on the East Coast?
Oh,
I don't want to be on there.
No, there were some HBCUs in the Midwest, on the East Coast, and down south. Now imagine the reason that there aren't any HBCUs on the West Coast or up north is because there just weren't many freed slaves in those areas. However, a complement of 107 HBCU schools in existence is a very noteworthy feat by any standard. You must agree.
It's cool or whatever, okay. But okay, so are we going to the Midwest or down south? I don't know, I just need to change the scenery. This boys only school and them 6 people, it got me feeling some type of way. I think I just need a change of scenery.
Well, Bella, we're going to make we're going to go someplace else. But first, we're going to make one last stop on the East Coast.
Where's we going?
To the Mecca!
The Mecca?
Yes, there are only a few iconic historically black colleges and universities in existence, and Howard University is one of them. So why don't we just turn around, listen in, so that you can learn a little bit about the history of Howard University. Let's turn this way and listen.
Howard University, located in our nation's capital in Washington, D.C., is one of the preeminent black colleges and universities in this country. To date, Howard graduates more African-American students entering medical school, more African-American attorneys, and more African Rhodes Scholars than any other HBCU. Howard University, affectionately known by many as the Mecca, has a long-standing history of graduates committed to excelling in the arts, social justice, and communication. It is also the illustrious birthplace of 5 of the 9 defined 9 Greek letter organizations. These are Alpha Kappa Alpha, founded in 1908. Delta Sigma students to attend. It is truly the Mecca by Black college standards, and it has been a shining light of excellence since its founding on March 2nd, 1867 by General Oliver O. Howard.
So you see, Bella, Howard University has a long history of graduating both men and women. And in fact, if you look very, very closely at Howard's history, you will find that many of its first graduates were white women. Now, that's because those were the children of founders like General Howard. Now, Howard had grown so immensely in his first year that it started to include liberal arts and theological-based learning.
Okay, I hear you, but look, we've seen, what else is there, what else is out there? Look, we've seen the beginning of HBCUs, we've learned about the Mecca, we learned about the first degree seeking opportunities, and you know what all these schools have in common? They all have white founders. Was there any school we actually had a presence in?
Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing a pretty common thing here, but did any of these schools let us see the dream manifest? Were we always a part of the building process, or were we always just the learning process?
Well, actually, yes to you both. Our next stop is going to take us to Ohio, where the two of you will see where we actually had a literal seat at the table. So if your feet aren't weary, let's go.
You gonna carry me?
What?
Okay.
No.
This push to be part of something special was not only important for those who wanted to share our voices through our music, but it was the same for the strong and determined folks that not only started Wilberforce University, but were blessed to be presented with a unique way to keep it open when they weren't sure of what to do.
only been open for 6 years, and we're losing students left and right.
Yeah, we are, and for good reason. Our faculty, students, and their families are fighting in what they're calling the Civil War. The union needed soldiers, and those who support the school taking up the call to home.
Yes, they have, but they have left us in a bind. I don't see how we can stay open and functioning.
I hear your thoughts, and I share your same concern. I mean, of the 24-person board who founded this school and who were appointed by the Methodist Episcopal Church, we're all called the champions. I mean, we weren't named after William Wilberforce, the famed 18th century abolitionist. It seems only fitting that those around us have to fight.
So now that the doors are closed, what do we do?
We can always sell the school.
Why don't you sell the school to us?
And who is us? Who are you?
Good evening, gentlemen. I am Bishop Daniel A. Payne. We are willing to pay the price of $10,000 in order to bring this into reality. If you are willing to sell, we are ready to buy.
Well, Bishop, if the aim of the church is ready, we will concede to what can be done to keep the school from being a bygone thought. Thank you and your church conference for continuing the legacy of Wilberforce.
Both several HBCUs, including Spelman, Morehouse, Clark, and Morris Brown. As an integral part of the Georgia highways and byways, Atlanta made for an accessible learning environment for many African American students and their families. Housed within Atlanta's famed neighborhood, Spelman College, or Atlanta Baptist Female Seminary, as it was once known, has its humble beginnings in the basement of Fellow Friendship Baptist Church under the guidance of the Reverend Frank Walls.
Can you, good Lord, it's so hot down here.
Yes, Sophia, it is hot.
Oh, Harry.
Hey,
you know what?
We're in Atlanta.
I know.
We are not up north
I know.
anymore.
I know. But I'm excited because guess what tomorrow is? It's the first day of school. And tomorrow, April 11th, 1881, 11 young women are going to step into their destiny. Can you believe that?
It's scary though.
It is.
Because we have 11 women that we have to train to be the best they can be, and we're in a basement.
Yes, this is a basement.
Yeah.
But think about it. I understand that God brought us all the way down here from Boston. But I also understand that He brought us here for a purpose.
True.
I cannot believe that He would bring us this far to not let this grow and birth something phenomenal. I'm telling you that although we are in a dusty, dank, dark, small basement, there is something amazing about to happen in this place. I truly believe that God is going to make something happen from this point.
I know we are waiting on the other girls. I think there's 11 of us, but I'm telling you, this is the beginning of something special.
Something special. Girl, do not go start with that something special. You know your last something special was while honey from that big old tree by your house. I had 3 bee stings because you said honey would make your tongue. You can't do it. I like it did, but them bee stings hurt.
That's your fault.
Shouldn't I wait until 2 days?
Well, hey. Y'all childish. The teachers will be here soon, and so will the other girls. But I do agree with you, though. This is starting something special. Do you think school will grow? I hope so. Well, no, I take that back. I pray so. God brought us here for a reason. He didn't
They did grow. In fact, they grew so much that by the next year, they needed 2 additional teachers. But things would change even more when the ladies met their very wealthy John D. Rockefeller and his wife, Laura Spelman Rockefeller.
Good evening, ladies.
Good evening, Mr. Rockefeller. How are you?
I'm blessed. I am blessed. This is you and Miss Packard, correct?
Yes, I am.
And you and Miss Child. It's nice to meet you two ladies. My wife talking better than this.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. I like what you two ladies are doing here at your school with colored women. In fact, Mrs. Rockefeller and I like what you ladies are doing so much. We'd like to offer you $250 to further your cause.
Oh, we like that you like what we're doing. Thank you so much, Mr. Rockefeller. God bless you and Mrs. Rockefeller. Oh my God. Harriet, this money is going to go so far. Thank you again, Mr. Rockefeller. God bless. Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you.
That seemingly modest $250 gift from the Rockefellers, which equates to close to $6,300 today, allowed for the school to move from its basement beginnings to the site where Spelman is today. To show their appreciation, the school changed its name to Spelman Seminary in 1884, and then changed its name again in 1924 to Spelman College. Today, Spelman College is the #1 HBCU in the United States. From the basement to the top of the list, Spelman has reigned supreme in its quest for Black women excellence. Currently, Spelman has 33 undergraduate degrees, 30 majors, and 17 broad fields of study.
So you telling me we got all this and it's all about that black girl magic? You know what? What's wrong with it?
Sis, when did you start wanting to go to HBCU? Aren't you the same person talking about how they was in poor and dusty neighborhoods and that you would never want to attend?
I never said that. I didn't say that.
Girl, you said that yesterday we was talking about, but now all of a sudden you're, whoa.
Okay,
and now you want to go to HBCU.
Okay, I can change my mind at least I got 1, 2 changes.
Okay. What's in here? Nothing. Okay, nothing.
Stop. You two act like toddlers.
First off, we're not toddlers, we're twins.
Why me? Okay, one last stop.
Where are we going?
Hold on, wait a minute. Bella got to see the school for me. For her. What about me? I want to see the school.
What about you? Actually, any black school or otherwise started with people like you in mind.
Oh my God.
Man.
We just saw a school for you.
It doesn't matter. Can the girls get a little bit of sunshine, please? What's wrong with you?
Well, Savior, now Bella does have a point, but then so do you two.
You play both sides.
Morehouse is also in Atlanta. And also like Spelman, Morehouse started in the basement of a church. It started in the basement of the Springfield Baptist Church of Augusta, Georgia. When it was located in Springfield, it was known as the Augusta Institute. Now you see that Morehouse did not start off as Morehouse or even in Atlanta. It was a few years later that Morehouse relocated to Atlanta in 1885. And then in 1897, the name changed to the Atlanta Baptist Institute. Now, another name change came along a little later on in 1913 when Morehouse was named after Henry L. Morehouse. He was the corresponding secretary to the National Baptist Home Missionary Society. Today, Morehouse graduates more young black men who pursue their doctorates in education. Morehouse has a medical school and it boasts of over 17,000 graduates.
So that's a black school that's been pushing me to excellence for over 150 years?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm going to Morehouse. I don't care.
No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not.
I'm going to Morehouse.
St. Louis can barely handle the 2 of us. I already said where I was going to school. No, you're done. Pick a different school.
First off, I can go where I want to go.
You can't. We just talked about it because I called dibs.
You see, you two have two very priceless jewels right in your own backyard.
You was digging in our backyard? That's how we got in.
Are you crazy? You was in the wrong territory.
No.
Did you watch the news?
Yes, of course, Bella, I watch the news. But now face this way. And now you're facing one of those priceless jewels.
I'm so late to her tongue. I thought you were going to take us on the Billikens game.
Oh, you two. Yes, we're almost home. Our journey's almost over. Let's listen into the history of this priceless jewel.
Missouri houses two well-known historically black colleges and universities, Harris Stowe State University and Lincoln University in Jefferson City. Harris Stowe has ties that go as far back as 1857 with the St. Louis Public Schools, Sumner to be exact. Here you have the merger of two teaching institutions, one being Harris Teachers College and the other Stowe Teachers College, named after Harriet Beecher Stowe. Two institutions of learning, but one common cause. The purpose was to educate. You are surrounded by countless teachers in your congregation that graduated from Harris Stowe, as is affectionately called today. Lincoln Institute, or Lincoln University, as it's known today, was started back by black soldiers from the 62nd Colored Band Infantry. These men were stationed in Texas, but they wanted to build a school here in Missouri, where many of them were from, and so they did. They wanted the school to be for free slaves, to help them learn and increase their labor skills, and it had to be located in Missouri. Thus, on January 14, 1866, Lincoln was born. In 1890, under the Morrill Act of that year, Lincoln was designated as a land-grant institution, which allowed them to offer classes in agriculture. So you see, yes, there are several HBCUs all around you, but before you go look elsewhere, you may want to consider home.
Speaking of home, children, let's go home.
Finally, now time.
I've been asking for this since day one.
There was a lot to take in. We really appreciate this message you've been giving us. And we got some decisions to make.
Yes, you do have some decisions to make. And the last thing that I want to leave you with is that HBCUs have a stigma of being party schools or not being accredited or not producing strong young black leaders. But it's just the opposite, actually. So I want you to really think about what you've learned tonight and really talk it over with your parents, and good luck with your decisions. All right?
Thank you, Leslie. We learned a lot, and we got a lot to think about in our college decisions.
And remember, I'll be watching.
Oh, we've been at Washington, D.C. We've been everywhere tonight. You know,
You been where? Jamal Henry Jenkins, where is you with these kids? What you mean you've been traveling across the country? I can't wait to get that kid. Why am I always talking about something crazy? Where you go? You said you been sitting at the table all night.
Washington, D.C., Pennsylvania, Ohio, Atlanta.
Why are you still talking?
Hey, what is going on in here?
You just told him to do this dang on research paper. They talking about some negative Pennsylvania.
Look, never mind, Mom. He was talking virtually. He was talking virtually. Okay, we just got really deep into our research, and it got pretty real.
Yeah, it got pretty real.
Well, did you guys decide on a school yet?
Well, you want to go first, Zach?
I'll let take a real look at HBCU. Do you think we can go on some, you know, some chapters? No. Can we just go on like some, you know, some touring, like maybe like Xavier the Rest of the Morehouse?
Okay, that's great. Okay. That's why you're not my favorite. My daughter.
eat too much at Florida. I can't go down there. They got too many hurricanes. Yeah, no.
You can keep it. Them gators.
So no family.
No gator pride. I'm sorry, Brad.
It's Radler, thank you.
Anyways, what's fun about this change though? Like, I'm really excited.
Look, Mom.
Just gotta
Sometimes you gotta know your history.
research.
You gotta know your history. That's it. Just know your history. That's it.
Now you get
Get on our level. That's all.
Well, it looks like we got some trips to plan.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm hungry. Let's go get something.
Look, get something to eat. See, this is why you come on. This is why you don't get something that y'all go. Cause you talking about some get something to eat. You act like you don't have me go get all this stuff from the grocery store.
Look, y'all.
We are standing here today very proud to represent Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Unfortunately, our sorors were away in a conference that was canceled abruptly. So in preparation of tonight's event, we prepared a video. But before that video starts, we just want to say thank you to Greater Mount Carmel. We are proud as members of the Gamma Omega chapter to have worked very closely with our church on several events for over 8 years. The Teen Summit has been sponsored by AKA and Greater Mount Carmel, as well as with various scholarship programs throughout the years. So thank you, GMC, for supporting our community and our youth and supporting our efforts as we stand together to constantly provide service to all mankind. Please enjoy our video.
Theta Sorority Incorporated was founded January 13, 1913 at Howard University by 22 phenomenal trendsetters who saw no limit to their vision for sisterhood, scholarship, and service. Delta's founders stepped out on faith to march with the suffrage on March 13, 1913, and took a stand for social justice as their first public act. More than 107 years later, we pride ourselves by following in the footsteps of our founders and remain in the forefront of action as a voice for those in need. Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated is a private, not-for-profit organization whose purpose is to provide assistance and support through established programs in local communities throughout the world. Since its founding, more than 300,000 women have joined the organization. The organization is a sisterhood of predominantly Black, college-educated women. The sorority currently has 1,000 collegiate and alumni chapters located in the United States, Canada, Japan, Tokyo and Okinawa, Germany, the Virgin Islands, Bermuda, the Bahamas, the Republic of Korea, and Jamaica. The major programs of the sorority are based upon the organization's 5-point programmatic thrust: educational development, economic development, physical and mental health, international awareness and involvement, and political awareness and involvement. Under the programmatic thrust of educational development, we have the Dr. Betty Shabazz Academy for young females ages 11 through 14, and we also have Delta Gems. Growing and Empowering Myself Successfully is for young females 14 through 18. Embody, empowering males to build opportunities for developing independence. It is designed to address the issues of education, culture, relationships, mental and physical health, civic engagement, and service of learning of young males. Under economic development, we have financial fortitude, Mary Help of the Sick Mission Hospital, formerly Theta Memorial Hospital. We have also the Delta Sigma Theta Incorporated Elementary School in Haiti, and the Delta House in Umbabani, Swaziland. Under physical and mental health, we have healthy lifestyle, total women, mind, body, and spirit. Under political awareness and involvement, we have Delta Days at the nation's capital, Delta Days at the United Nations, and also social action. All of my love, my peace and happiness, I'm gonna give it to Delta. All of my love, my peace and happiness, I'm gonna give it to Delta. All of my love, my peace and happiness.
There are chapters that are filled with hymn toned down in the volunteer service of educating public, assist youth, provide scholarships, support, organize charities, and promote legislation for social and civic change. As the sorority moves toward its potential and retains its original designation, its values and the highly academic ideas that have resulted in the members serving and groundbreaking roles in all fields of today.
First of all, any news in the house? Okay. Actually, we don't need many. We just need a couple. All right. Good evening, family. Good evening. This has been really, really exciting. Really, really good. Reverend Nicolia told me that I was going to be here tonight to represent. You know you can't turn her down, right? Right? So when she told me about it, I said, absolutely, I'll be there. And so I just want to talk a little bit about what I consider the greatest, most grand fraternity known to mankind. Yes, you probably figured that out by now. Count it out the side, Phi Nu Pi. Can someone say yo? Yo! Right? Sorry, guys, I get caught up sometimes. But about our history, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, a predominantly African-American Greek letter fraternity, was founded on January 5th, 1911, on the campus of Indiana University in Bloomington, Indiana. It is the first Black Greek letter organization founded west of the Appalachian Mountains. The few blacks who took up residence in Bloomington in those days were socially ostracized, like we heard in our play this evening. And they encountered extreme acts of prejudice and discrimination. The state of Indiana became a stronghold for the Ku Klux Klan. So their intolerance towards blacks fueled the negative mindset of other whites residing there. You know, lynchings were commonplace. And so this environment made day-to-day life for blacks an arduous task, and attempts to successfully achieve in school, it was nearly impossible. The odds were stacked against any black group becoming organized. Yet, 10 black men united and formed what many know today as Kappa Alpha Psi. The founders were God-fearing and serious-minded young men who possessed the imagination, the ambition, the courage, and determination to defy custom in pursuit of a college education and careers. The ideals of the church were an important foundation of the fraternity. The fraternity was established by 10 black men partly to provide an alternative to the racially exclusive student organizations on campus, and partly to strengthen the bonds of friendship among these and other African American students. A second chapter was established at University of Illinois in 1912, and by 1921, there were chapters throughout the Midwest, the East, and one in the South. Today, the fraternity has close to 800 undergraduate and alumni chapters in every state of the United States, as well as chapters in the United Kingdom, in Germany, South Korea, Japan, the Caribbean, and South Africa. The total membership of the fraternity exceeds 150,000. Some notable catalysts that span the world of entertainment, sports, politics, science, and education, with names such as gospel artist Marvin Sapp and Smokey Norfolk, movie director John Singleton, former Mayor Thomas Bradley, pro football player Colin Kaepernick, comedian actor Cedric the Entertainer, NBA legend Bill Russell, Pittsburgh Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin, journalist Tavis Smiley, former CBS newscaster Ed Bradley, KMOX radio Bill Wilkerson, co-founder of BET, Robert Johnson, Congressman William Lacy Clay Jr. And I would be remiss not to mention former Missouri House of Representative Donald Callaway Jr. and legendary Sumner Bulldog football coach Lawrence Walls, who are all among the members of this grand fraternity. Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity supports a variety of community service programs, including Habitat for Humanity, St. Jude Research Hospital, and the United Negro College Fund. It also sponsors a number of initiatives designed to encourage scholarship and leadership skills among high school youth, including the Kappa League, which began in 1970. So to my fellow brothers and sisters in Christ and in Greekdom, aka DST, Sigma Gamma Rho, Z5B, the brothers of A Phi A, Phi Beta Sigma, Omega Psi Phi. I know y'all. It's all right. We bid you farewell. farewell until we meet again. Oh, but did I say that did I say something about Cap out the side? They so nice, they named him twice. Cap out the side, Five New Pie, yo. Yes, I know you didn't know about that, did you? But I didn't have a song, but I heard people singing and things of that nature, so I said, well, I better come up with something, right? And so I thought about one of the songs that I enjoyed. I don't have my cane today, but one of the songs that we loved most was, you got a cane? I'll give you that one. I'm not a twirl, I'm more of a stepper. And so talking about the cane was represented for Catholic men. We've had it since the establishment of our fraternity. And it meant, it was a sign of distinguished gentlemen. And so one of the songs that I remember is this one. Kappa, shoo-doo-be-doo-be, Kappa, shoo-doo-be-doo-be, oh, what a wonderful frat. Shoo-doo-be-doo-be, Kappa, shoo-doo-be-doo-be, Kappa, you know we're wondering, why is that? Oh, we wear the crimson and cream till the day that we die. A new-be-new-be. Glory, 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 hallelujah, I found my cave.
At this time, I present Omega Sci-Fi.
Also want to acknowledge other brothers from the church here. Brother Gus Bell happened to be my chapter brother. Came through across Sigma in 1948. Also, Brother Morris Tobias, myself. Then we also have Miles Moody. And we have my son Tony here. Amen.
Oh, do you know what time it is? Oh, do you know what time it is? Oh, do you know what time it is? It's time to be up. So sit up. What about you, son? Fire to the day we. Yeah! It goes in, yeah! Yeah! It goes in, yeah! All right, I cute!
Now y'all see why we let him do it. All right. On the evening of November 17, 1911, Omega Psi Phi was founded inside the Science Building, later named Third Kill Hall, at Howard University, located in Washington, D.C. The founders were 3 undergraduates, Edgar Amos Love, Oscar James Cooper, Frank Coleman. They were joined by their faculty advisor, Ernest Everett Just. Edgar A. Love later became had his doctorate in divinity and was a Methodist bishop. Oscar J. Cooper became a doctor of medicine. Frank Coleman
He was the head of the physics department at Howard. And Ernest Everett Just won the NAACP Spenger Medal in 1915, was a doctor of philosophy, and he also was the U.S. Postal Service Black Heritage Stamp in February of '96. From the initials of a Greek phrase meaning friendship is essential to the soul, the name Omega Psi Phi was derived. Hey, just to give you guys some notable brothers. You guys listen to the radio, Brother Tom Joyner, Ricky Smiley, Steve Harvey. We have drummer Max Roach, Count Basie, Langston Hughes, St. Louis's own Joe Torrey, William B. Hart Hubbard. He actually was the first black person to represent the USA in Olympic Games in 1924. We have Mo Vaughn, who's a baseball player. Of course, everybody knows Shaq O'Neal and Michael Jordan. Earl Graves, Chairman and CEO of Black Enterprise Magazine. Byron Lewis, founder and chairman of Uniworld Group. He's the nation's oldest multicultural advertising company. Of course, you guys know Governor Doug Wilder, Governor of Virginia. Civil rights, if we go there, we're looking at Jesse Jackson, Vernon Jordan, who was the former executive director of the National Urban League, Benjamin Hooks, the former director of NAACP, Wiley Branton, who was the attorney for Little Rock Nine, and he was also the former dean of law of the law school at Howard University. Many, many others. And last but certainly not least, the founder of the National Achievement Week to promote the study of Negro life and history, later changed to Black History Month, our brother Carter G. Woodson. Carter G. Woodson's likeness is on display at the Grill Museum, along with many, many others. Please give me a visit.
The most feared man on the planet Earth is a black man with the scholarship to do anything and the tenacity of a bulldog. We are Omega Psi Phi. I wanna be at the meeting where I wanna be at the meeting when those cues come marching in. When those cues come marching in. Oh, and after separating the right from the wrong, well, we'll have another meeting around the Q throne. Oh, and when I get to Jordan, I'll walk in like a man, and I'll unclamp my swords from off my side and stick them in the burning sands. Whoa.